So with your bolster, have a block just underneath. So have your block as your head support, then your bolster, and then I always like to have an extra kind of blanket as well for your head. And I'd like you to grab your essential oil if you are using one. Of course, it's optional, but if you have one to hand that you like, just take a drop of that oil now. And you're just going to take a few breaths in your seated position. So just take a moment to close the eyes. You want to draw that oil into the body. And if you're not using an oil, just place your hands on the legs and just take a few long breaths. And then just apply your oil to where you feel drawn to. So maybe it's the soles of the feet, maybe it's the neck and shoulders. And then I'm going to get you to lie back on your bolster. So you're going to bring that bolster in to your lower back, so there's no space between your lower back and your bolster. You're going to have that bend in your legs, and you're going to roll all of the way back and make sure your blanket is supporting your head. And once you're there, just move your arms away from your body, palms facing upwards. Just let your eyes close. So this is going to be a very gentle practice. It is yin yoga, so we are holding our poses. But as always, you listen to your body. If you need to come out sooner, you do so. Or if you need to make an adaptation, you take it. As you rest back on your support, allow the eyes to close and just draw your awareness to your third eye point, that space between the eyebrows. As you inhale through the nose, just visualize the breath coming in and flowing out through that space between the eyebrows. So you're breathing into the third eye. See if you can make that breath even longer. As you inhale and exhale, just being aware of any sensations, any colours, any feeling around this point. So as you move through your yin practice this evening, you're going to delve further and further inwards, letting go of any sensations on the outer world, any sounds. any smell, any touch, just delving into your own inner world. Taking that journey further and further inwards. When you feel ready, just bring your arms back alongside you. And just take a little check-in with how you are feeling. Just acknowledging that. Letting the awareness of that thought drift away. And releasing the awareness of the breath at the third eye point. Pushing your hands into your mat, you're going to very slowly move away from your support. I'm going to get you to take that support completely away from your mat. Just keep it close by. Moving the block, the bolster, and then lying back down. So all of the way down onto your mat. Bring your legs together and bring your arms overhead. Taking a full body stretch, pushing your heels away and then pointing the toes. Pushing the heels away, lengthening into the arms a little more and then pointing the toes. Exhale, bring your arms alongside you so they come back down onto the mat and take a bend into both legs. Feet on the mat, just maybe making sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips. As you inhale, start to peel your spine away from your mat, pushing into a gentle bridge. The arms stay where they are. And as you exhale, roll the spine back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, roll the spine up. Take a hold at the top. Exhale, roll back down. We're going to do that one more time. See if you can slow the movement even more, starting at the lower spine, working up the vertebrae as you lift away from your mat. Holding at the top. And then exhaling from the upper back. Slowly placing the spine back down to your mat. Take a bend into your arms, cactusing your arms out to the side, elbows in line with your shoulders. And just let your knees fall over to the right. You have the option of picking up the right heel to the outer left knee. Close your eyes. Relax the toes. Soften the fingers and the palms of the hand. Coming back to that feeling of delving further inwards. Coming back to the awareness of your breath. Just let your practice take you on that journey to yourself. No distractions, nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do. Just being right here in this moment. Release that heel away from the knee if you had it on that left side, and take a very slow movement back to center. Adjusting the knees to their hip width apart, and then letting them fall over to your left side. You can always prop the knees. Maybe taking that option of the left heel on the outer edge of the right knee. Let the arms rest to the ground, the shoulders are peeling down. There's no movement with the upper body. Every time the mind does start to wander, and it does happen, just come back to that journey of yourself. In yourself this time, this complete time, knowing how important it is, how much you need it, and how much you deserve this time. Making that check-in again. There's no gripping with the toes, fingers are soft. Checking that the face, the jaw, the tongue, again is soft and relaxed. you had that left heel on the right knee, just drop it back to the mat. And then with awareness, come back to center. Move your arms back alongside you. Draw both knees into your chest and then give yourself that hug, squeezing the knees in. Either holding, taking that movement side to side. Really try to just keep everything slow. And back to that space of yin. Squeezing the knees back in again, maybe bringing up the head, drawing the nose towards the knees. And then lowering the head back down. Take that roll side to side once again. And then roll yourself over to one side. Very slowly, making your way back up. We're going to take both legs out in front of us. If you do struggle to come forward, do sit on a low block or a blanket. We're going to draw in our left knee. So we're bringing that left knee in. Then let that knee fall to the side, left foot on the inner thigh. And again, don't be afraid to prop that knee. If there is any knee pain, you take your strap, you fold it, and you prop it in that knee joint. So again, there's always options to make sure you feel comfortable and supported in your yin practice. We are going to be delving forwards towards our long leg. So let's take an inhale up, reach up, and then take an exhale as you fold down. Now maybe your strap is going to go around your right foot. You keep taking that inhale in and that exhale down. Keep the gaze towards the toes. And just take your time. Listen to where your body wants to go. So it's yin, we're going to hold, but you are listening if you need to release any sooner. We want to hold to delve further. The body is often holding on to stress, tension, emotions, pain. As we delve into our yin and holding our poses, able to uncover those layers, peeling an onion. really slow walk to come out of the pose. Bring that left knee back in. We're just going to take a twist. So take your left leg over your right. Give yourself a hug with your right arm and take your left hand behind. So you pull your left shoulder back and you turn your gaze towards that left shoulder. I'm not going to be here so long, but just to release through the back. Turn the head back to center and let's release that side. So sending your left leg long now, draw in the right. You want to open that knee, foot to the inner thigh. Don't be afraid to grab any support that you may need. We then take that inhale, lifting up, and that exhale, folding down. We're listening to our body, particularly our lower back. We ease into that posture. We find our edge in the pose, that place that feels good, but there's no pain. See if you can soften a little more. Using your breath to delve deeper. Now I know being still can be quite challenging. We're always used to moving and doing. Just do your best. The further we move into our practice, the more still you should naturally become. We're going to take a slow walk back up. Really take your time. Draw that right knee in. Let's take it over our left. Remember, we're giving ourselves a hug with our left arm. Right arm is behind us. And we turn and twist to that right shoulder. Very slowly come back. So take the legs wide. I'd come away from your support if you're sitting on something, unless it's a very soft support, but don't be sitting on a block. Bring your bolster towards you, so maybe a soft pillow or a blanket underneath you if you're using something, not a block. And then you are going to make your support as high as you need it, because I want you to feel rested on that support. So maybe it means bringing a block under your bolster like we did at the start. Maybe it's a few blankets, maybe it's a few more pillows, whatever you need, because you want to fold down and actually reach your support. So I'll allow you to just find that time, make it as high as you need. And no tension in the toes. I know when we do our hatha practice, I'd say push your heels away, really stretch through the legs. In your yin practice, I want your legs just to feel floppy, but long. So make sure you have length in your legs, they're not bent. And then once you're there, just take that walk forward. So where does your body want to go? Maybe your head is on your hands. Maybe you're hugging your support, you're turning your right ear onto it. It feels quite nice to twist the neck. The belly is resting on the support. Have that stretch in the inner leg and the lower back of the legs. The shoulders are allowed to just let go. The arms are heavy. Closing the eyes. Taking that journey inwards. Maybe this is the first time today that you have acknowledged your body, how you feel. Maybe this is the first time today that you've been able to give to yourself, to recharge. Just allow yourself this chance to absorb your practice. You have your head turned, just turn it in the opposite direction now. Slowly bring yourself up, but rest your elbows on that support now. Bring the palms of your hands together and bring your two thumbs into that third eye point, or into that, just that point at the top of the nose. between the eyebrows. Just rest there. Should feel quite nice. Back to that point of intuition. Quite often we maybe just get that sense, that message, that inner knowing, gut feeling. We don't always listen to it. Maybe we get it again, or it keeps repeating, keeps talking to you. So again, just take that journey within. Take 2 more long breaths here. Maybe a sigh out of the mouth. And then slowly, slowly release. So moving your blanket and any other props that you had away. I'm going to get you to keep your bolster just in front of you. And we're going to come and sit on our bolster. You may just want your strap. So drop your knees down. You should feel quite comfortable sitting on your bolster and have your strap nearby. So we're going to open into our shoulders a little more. So I'd like you to take your right hand back, bring it between your shoulder blades. You can always bring that hand along and just pull that elbow in. So if you're finding that elbow's out here, always just give it a gentle pull in. Now maybe you want to stay with that hand just resting on that arm, keeping that arm in place. Or maybe it feels okay to stretch that left arm up, bend at the elbow, and link your fingers together. This is where you might need to hold your strap. Instead, your strap is behind you. You want to work your way down that strap as close to your fingers as you can, holding it in place. Once you're there, just close your eyes, and I'm going to get you to turn your head to your right shoulder. Spine is long, shoulders are relaxed. Make sure there's no dipping in your lower back, so you just slightly engage your core muscles. Acknowledge how the shoulder feels. Breathe into any areas that you feel you're holding on to tightness or tension. Slowly turn the head back and let's rest here for a little longer. you're ready, just slowly release the arms. Let them feel heavy alongside you. Take an inhale in, shrug the shoulders up, and as you exhale, just let the arms go. So inhale, exhale. And this time as you inhale, I want you to exhale out of your mouth. So it's a let's take a few more. And one more. Letting the arms feel long. We're going to take that to the other side. So left arm goes back. Again, you can encourage that elbow, that arm over. Tucking the hands between the shoulders. You then inhale, right arm up. Bend or grab your strap. And once you have that position in place, you're going to take a turn of your head to the left, closing the eyes, keeping that spine long. Make sure there's no gripping with the face. Bring your head back to center, keeping the eyes closed. We're going to hold for a little longer if that feels good for you. When you feel ready, just release the arms. Take the arms around the body, give yourself a hug, and then open the arms wide. Cross them the other way, wrap them around, open wide. Let's just do that 2 more times. Open wide, and last one. Open wide. Just take your hands all the way back, link your fingers, pull your arms down your back, squeeze those shoulder blades. And release. So you're going to come off of your support, but you're going to bring it to your left side. So just take it towards the left side of your mat. You may just want your blanket as well for your head. You don't need your strap. You're going to sit with the left hip on that bolster. Left knee is in front, and just take a bend so your foot is kind of like an L shape, your leg. Take your right knee behind you, or behind that left heel. And then let's turn, so we're turning our tummy towards our bolster. As you turn, maybe you're bending the arms and resting the head on the hands, or if you feel okay, you're going to place your right ear down on that support and just gently hug your bolster. If it feels too strong, you can draw both knees together. If you want it stronger, you take your right knee further back. Make any adaptations that you may need. Close your eyes and allow your body to feel supported in your spinal twist. that little check-in, but there's no gripping, no holding. Just that sense of release, relaxation. Just allowing yourself that chance to delve deeper. You spend so much time living in more of a yang-based life. Always moving, always doing, always ticking different boxes, different demands. You need this space and time to just switch off. Imagine you just recharging those batteries. If you've had your head turned, just turn it back to the centre of your bolster and rest there for a moment. And then very slowly make your way back up. So just turn your bolster now, so it's towards the top of your mat. Bring your hands down onto your mat, and we're just going to swing round and turn our left knee towards our hands, big toe side of the mat, and walk our right leg long. So we come into, in yin it's called sleeping swan, hatha it's pigeon. So you have a few options. You can draw your bolster to you. You can rest your arms down and your chin down, just resting here. Let your left glute come down onto your mat. So I know in hatha our hips are more in line, but here I'd like you just to let that left glute go down. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can always move your bolster further away, resting your hands and dropping your forehead to your mat or your block. Or maybe it just feels better not to have that support and cross the arms. So you decide. Once you're there, just close your eyes. And every exhale, just seeing if those points of tension can soften and release. I'm going to hold for a few more breaths. The longer we hold, the deeper we go. Take one more breath. And then just walk your hands up. Roll onto that left glute. Take a bend into the knees. Just sit back on your hands for a moment and just move side to side. So that left side probably feels slightly different to the right. Maybe a little freer, a little less tension, more space. So we're going to do the same now on our right side. So starting with our spinal twist, you just need to move your bolster now to your right hip. Remember, you might want that extra support for your head as well, just at the top of your bolster. And we're sitting our right hip into that bolster with our right knee bent, that foot at an angle, and then that left knee behind. So as we turn, just imagine that you're turning your belly towards your bolster. You start to work your way down. Do bear in mind one side might feel tighter, so maybe it's a cross of the hands for the head. Maybe it's that left ear down to your support. Remember, you can make it easier or a little bit more challenging by shifting your back knee forward or backwards. The arms and the hands soften. Make any adjustments, and then just find that stillness. You've had your head turned, just bring it back to center for a moment. And then release the hand either side of your bolster to roll yourself back up. So remember, we're just turning our bolster now to the top of our mat. We're coming onto our hands, bringing that right knee between the hands, big toe, side of the mat, and walk your left leg back. You're going to decide where you want your bolster, if you want that support or not, choosing that position that feels best this evening. And then just resting there. Remember, you want that right glute down towards your mat. And every exhalation, just maybe sinking a little deeper. Hopefully that mind has settled, becoming easier to delve deeper within, finding that place of yin, and go of that place of yang, as you ease deeper into your practice, uncovering those layers. Taking 2 more breaths here. Taking that walk back up when you feel ready. And we're going to start to get set up for our final postures. So I'd encourage you to have a blanket at the top of your mat. Hopefully you've got another blanket that you can keep close by to cover yourself at the end. Your bolster is kind of in the middle of your mat, along the mat. And we're going to come back to sitting against our bolster with our legs bent. So I'll just show you, and then you're going to come into the pose. So I find it easier to bring my hands onto the bolster because you're going to roll over it, bring your head to your blanket, come up onto your feet or even your toes, slide that bolster further down your lower back, and then send your legs long. Now you have options with your arms to maybe cactus again, or reach them long. The main thing is they're on the ground, so you're not hovering or holding. If you need to make your bolster lower or higher, then that's what you do. So it's a deep stretch for the lower back and the hip area. If it doesn't feel good, you remove your bolster. You can also do this stretch with a block or a pillow. Once you're there, just close your eyes. Just expanding into the lower back. Breathing all the way down
if you're ready, just take a bend into your legs so your feet are on the mat. Bring your arms or hands just to your bolster and draw both knees in towards your chest. You're still slightly touching your bolster. It's helping you to draw the knees further in. Should feel quite nice. And just before we come to Shavasana, I'd like you to move whatever way feels good. So maybe it's a happy baby, holding the outer edge of the feet and drawing the knees towards the shoulders. Maybe it's just keeping that squeeze of the knees towards the chest. Maybe it's sending the feet up to the ceiling in a double leg raise. You are deciding. From here, just slowly drop each foot back to your mat. Keeping that bend in the knees, pushing up into your bridge or onto your toes. Just push your bolster down your back and slide it all the way down your mat so it rests under your knees, if that's comfortable. Grab your other blanket, cover yourself, make sure you're warm. And once there, just move the arms away from the body, palms facing up. If you'd like to use crystals, you can be holding them in the palm of your hand, placing them on the body. And just allow your eyes to close. Bring your awareness to the tip of the nose as you inhale, feeling the corners of the breath. And then feeling the exhale as it leaves the body. Bring your awareness to your throat. As you inhale, feeling the slight contraction of the throat. And the softness as you exhale. Bring your awareness to the chest. As you inhale, feeling the space in the chest. As you exhale, feeling that release. Bring your awareness to the tummy. As you inhale, feeling the rise of the tummy. As you exhale, feeling the softness and the release. Bring that breath down the arms to the fingers, the palms, and the arms just feel like anchors weighing you down, feeling heavy. Sending the breath down to the toes and the feet. The ankles, the knees, breathing into the thighs and the hips. Breathing into the whole of the back, shoulders, breathing into the whole of the head, the face, the jaw, just letting the whole body go, drifting in that space of stillness.